In the age of powerful smartphone and tablets, do you really still need a laptop for work, where their battery usually don't last as long and they're usually heavier and bulkier? Well, ASUS Zenbook 14X OLED might just be the laptop that changes your mind. We actually checked out this laptop briefly in the ASUS Zenbook event previously, where it was displayed alongside the ASUS Zenbook 14 Flip. The ASUS Zenbook 14X OLED is a super slim product. As previously mentioned by Jillian, it only weighs about 1.5 kg and has a thickness of 16.9mm only. This makes it great and easy to travel around with, and easy to bring around from your home to your office, and easy for you to carry it and set up to your favorite kopitiam or McD or KFC, because light and compact. Design-wise, for a laptop that you will likely be carrying around from home to office or even outdoors, you want your laptop to look handsome. Thankfully, the ASUS Zenbook 14X OLED has that covered, as it looks very classy with this ASUS new monogram logo at the back. The laptop looks classy and premium, especially with this Inkwell grey color. Now the cover itself is made out of soft touch plastic material, and if you opt for the higher spec version, you'll be able to make the color into the sandstone beige, which is the one we previously saw in the event, with that having a ceramic matte finish for the cover of the material. Since this is a laptop that you'll be carrying around due to its portability and weight, you want to make sure that it is durable. The good news is, the ASUS Zenbook 14X OLED has passed all of the military-grade MIL STD 810H standards. This makes it somewhat similar to the TUF lineup products from ASUS, making it durable and reliable, and allow you to bring it outside without much worry. Now, onto the performance and specification of this laptop, with the processor range covering all of the Intel 13th Gen processor, going all the way from Intel Core i5 13500H all the way up to the Intel Core i9 13900H. Ours here is the mid-spec one, with it running the Intel i7 13700H, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 TB of Gen 4 NVMe SSD, along with an integrated graphics, which is the Intel Iris Xe. So yeah, let's find out how it performs in our benchmark. Now for the benchmark, we'll be running our usual benchmark suites, except for games, where we'll only be running esports title on this laptop, because come on guys, there's no dedicated graphic on this laptop, so we'll only be running esports title on it, as it is running on integrated graphics. Now, here comes the area where PCs and laptop shines the most compared to tablets and smartphone, and that is the performance. And from the result of our benchmarks, we can see that this laptop is certainly a powerhouse, as it can even do Blender 3D rendering. Not saying that you want to do that, but yeah, you definitely can with this. Video editing and photo editing, however, is certainly not the strong point of this laptop, as it doesn't have any dedicated graphics on it. So do keep that in mind. However, with all those performance here in check, it is perfectly suitable for office workload and some 3D rendering if you want to, making it very flexible. Now, what about the cooling performance then? For such a super slim laptop, you want to have a good cooling performance for all of the specs that's in here. And the laptop is using the ASUS Ice Cool technology, where it allows for power delivery of up to 45 watt of TDP continuously onto this laptop, allowing for better performance. Now, on our Blender test and benchmark, We measured that the temps hit an average of around 95 degrees for the CPU. Now that is quite expected on a laptop, but the good news is, however, the main area where you will put your hands on, like the keyboard and the area here, doesn't get very hot. And another good news is, the fan on this laptop doesn't get very noisy as well, even at max load. Now, all of those performance and cooling performance won't matter too much if you can't see what you're actually doing, especially if it's outdoor. So the display of the laptop is very important as well. Fortunately, the display here is really good, with it having a 14.5-inch display running at a resolution of 2880 by 1800, that is an aspect ratio of 16 by 10, and having a brightness nits of 600 nits. This allows it to be used outdoors very nicely. And similar to the previous Strix-Scar 18 that we reviewed, the screen here also have a DCI-P coverage of 100% along with HDR support as well. And with the name OLED being part of this laptop itself, you can expect that this display is using OLED display. With that, you can have really true black color on the screen and very great contrast ratio as well, making it easy to view in outdoors in no matter the angle. And did I mention, this is 120 Hz and only has a response time of 0.2 millisecond. Now this is all due to using the OLED screen technology, but very nice to see in a consumer grade laptop. Now for such an impressive display, you want to be able to pair it with a good sound system. Fortunately, the sound system here is very good, with it being certified by Harman Kardon, and both of the speakers here are dual Atmos, both of them being played at the side of the laptop over here, allowing it to have a very atmospheric and crisp sounding experience. Here, just have a listen to some of the audio from this laptop.
Alright, that's a go.
Okay.
Battery on the Zenbook 14X OLED is good. Impressive even, with ASUS claiming it can last up to 10 hours. And I'm quite inclined to believe that. Since the test of the battery, I used this laptop to write the review of this laptop at the moment. And with it, I also have a few Google Chrome tabs open, and one of them being a YouTube Chrome tab for music and podcasts playing in the background. And even with all these Google Chrome tabs and things I'm doing on the laptop, I managed to get 6 hours out of this laptop. That is very long, and I would bet that if I turned off my YouTube, I can make it last up to 10 hours. Very impressive. The charging of the Zenbook 14X OLED is easy, as it uses Type-C charger, and the provided included Type-C adapter charger is able to deliver power of up to 100 watts, allowing this laptop to finish in about 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is quite speedy. And the charger itself that's included is very small and compact, making it easy to carry around. And you can even charge this laptop with a power bank, truly as convenient as a tablet and smartphone. Here's one of the things that I don't like as much of the Zenbook 14X, which is the keyboard. The keyboard itself uses the ASUS ErgoSense technology keyboard, which allows it to have a travel distance of 1.4 millimeter, which is like this, which is one of the longest in this laptop class. That being said, in practice, however, typing on this keyboard doesn't feel very good. It feels rather clumsy actually, with it having quite a short travel time, but gets to be expected in a laptop of this, but it is better than typing on a tablet cover, if you ask me. On the other hand, the shortcuts provided on this keyboard is great, with most of the features that you need being covered here, and to switch from the function, you can just press this function key over here with escape, and you'll be able to switch from function to the F1 to F12 buttons, very easy to use. The touchpad tool is great, with it being large and easy to use and very responsive, and it will also have a built-in numpad on it by clicking here, which is a feature from ASUS. And it makes it so that you don't have to have a physical numpad and you'll be able to use it. Keep this feature up, ASUS, it's really good. Hand gesture movement works on this touchpad as well, with things like pinch to zoom, window switching and scrolling all working perfectly on this touchpad. Another shortcoming of this laptop would be its USB port being quite limited, with it only having one USB Type-A available on the left side and two USB Type-C available on the right side. Now, realistically speaking, you'll most likely be using this laptop plugged in with a USB Type-C. That only leaves two USB slots available, which is the Type-C and Type-A. And if you plugged in the mouse, that realistically leaves you with only one Type-C available. Not that great. But on the other hand, a HDMI port is provided over here, so at least you can use this laptop in a conference or meeting room to a projector without using another Type-C. But another thing that's far from a shortcoming of this laptop would be its webcam, and it's quite impressive, with the webcam having a 2.1 megapixel. It also has a lot of extra features if you sign into the My ASUS suite, with it having motion tracking, eye tracking, background blurring, and a lot of other features that you can do on this webcam itself. All you need to do is sign into the My ASUS and you'll be able to use all these features. But do try to avoid using this webcam in a low light situation, as it doesn't really capture or do all those mentioned features that well in low light situation. And that's all for our review of the ASUS Zenbook 14X OLED. The laptop we have over here is priced at 5,999 ringgit. But if you top up and just hashtag tambah sikit on this laptop, tambah about 1,000 ringgit, you'll be able to get the top spec of Intel i9 along with the RTX 3050. But for me personally, I think that the i7 variant over here is the perfect balance between performance and battery life, as the battery over here lasts very long, and adding a dedicated graphic card or a more powerful processor may cause the CPU performance to don't last as long. So for anyone that don't need the GPU, I think the i7 spec would be good enough. That's all the time we have. We hope you will like this video and do subscribe to us. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.